What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we battled Colress, who apparently has been working for the enemy this entire time, and he has tasked us with showing him what is a better way of bringing out a Pokemon's power. Love or force, and we have to win to prove that to him. But to do that, we're going to need to head on over this way. This guy's going to stop us. You beat Colress? I pretend to be strong, but I don't have any Pokemon. And then he just runs off like a total pussy. So let's head on through the thing. Okay, off we go. All these frickin' T-Plasma grunts. Well, hello there.
That blasted Colress. The fool is far too committed to pure science. This is how he repays me for making him the boss of Team Plasma? How dare he put his personal intellectual curiosity before our ultimate mission of conquering Unova? How fortunate for you if you get to be the sole audience member for one of my speeches. Team Plasma will use its knowledge and technology to take Kyurem's true power to its absolute limit and freeze the Unova region. The terrified people and Pokemon will bow at Team Plasma's... No, at my feet! Kyurem is an empty being, the remnants of a certain Pokemon when it split into Reshiram and Zekrom. My desire is absolute rule of Unova. That's right! Kyurem will be the vessel into which my desires will be poured.
Lord Ghetsis, Kyurem has been transferred.
It's finally here. The wonderful era in which I am the absolute ruler of Unova has finally arrived. I'll let you take care of this.
Wait, you're one of the Shadow Triad, right? Tell me about the Purloin that was stolen from Aspertia. Very well, this might be it. It's a Liepard now! I stole this Pokemon 5 years ago in Aspertia, so it seems likely that it is the Pokemon you're talking about. But now it only listens to my commands. Such is the fate of Pokemon that are trapped in Pokeballs. What? Don't mess with me. That's someone else's Pokemon. I feel sorry for Pokemon. They're ruled by Pokeballs and the whims of their trainers. Lord Ghetsis spoke of Pokemon liberation 2 years ago, simply for his own ambitions, but if his plans had succeeded, many Pokemon would have been saved. This Liepard, well, you knew it as a Purloin. If it had been released, it might have returned to you. Well then. You there! I won't let you interfere with Lord Ghetsis' plans! And Hugh is a little bit stunned and silent, so he is not going to be helping us in this situation. Instead, we are going to be battling the Shadow Triad all on our own, who is not going to be using Liepard for whatever reason. Instead, he is going to be using two entirely different Pokemon, which is Pawniard, and I think Absol? I could be wrong. I don't know. I have Farina at the front because Pawniard is going to go down to Earth Power super easily, so we might as well just use that, especially since he also still has the Lucky Egg on him, so the more experience we can get out of this, the better. I'm going to switch straight on over to Absol, but I'm still not too worried about what this Absol is going to do. So let's hit this one with some more Earth Powers. We are faster, so that's good. The more damage we can do, the better. Absol does not have the greatest defenses in the world, but it did survive that. And now it's going to use Swords Dance, which is a little scary, because even with a Slash or a Night Slash, this thing is going to hurt quite a bit. Let me try a Dragon Tail here. Night Slash. Okay, if you can survive this, Farina, I'm very proud of you. You can. Look at you go. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of Farina. And then it didn't even knock it out. Well, whatever. It's okay. We're going to Earth Power you. We did force swap it though, which is good because now it can't use its powered up moves this time, and it will actually give me a chance to heal Farina really quickly as he sends Absol back in, because even if you use Swords Dance, as long as I use anything but Dragon Tail, I will be going first no matter what. So let's go with a Hyper Potion here. Just gotta try to keep you topped off, because I would like Farina to be able to go through most of these fights against the Shadow Triad. So Slash. Okay, is that going to be a crit? It is not. We are fine. Let's do Rock Slide here. There we go. And that, even though it wasn't enough to take out Cryogonal, it was enough to at least take out you. And Farina has hit level 50. Alrighty. We've defeated the Shadow. Doesn't bother us a bit if the stolen Pokemon cry or beg. You know, it's so funny. I got this like vibe from the Shadow Triad in the first game where it seemed as though they were more... I don't know. They seemed like they were not sympathetic to Ghetsis' cause, but to N's cause. They seemed like they had good intentions, even if they were like, well, we're kind of forced to work in this environment. And I don't know. I get it. It doesn't feel like a consistent. And maybe I'm just reading into it wrong, but it doesn't feel consistent to their characters. Like I felt like they were. I felt like they weren't really only working for Ghetsis, they were working for the greater part of this, and they actually were a little bit more morally gray than the actual Team Plasma Grunts themselves, but this game kind of undid that, or retconned it, or, I don't know, maybe I just read into it improperly in the first game, but that's always the vibe I got from them. But apparently I was wrong, so that's always kind of disappointed me, because I feel like these could have been really cool characters that they have fleshed them out some more, but they kind of just didn't bother. All right, let's use a crunch here, because even if it sucker punches, there's no way it's going to knock Farina out. And then whatever this Pawniard throws out is probably not going to be enough to do too much damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this opportunity to top off Farina's HP again with another Hyper Potion. So let's do that. Because Pawniard's not going to use anything worse than like Feint Attack or Metal Claw here. Maybe a Slash. Let's see. Or it could just waste time using Hone Claws. Even easier. All right, well, one Earth Power is going to knock this thing out, and we'll at least be able to go into the next battle with full HP. So down you go. I got to remember what the signature Pokemon of the last fight is. Oh, got it. All right, well, that'll be interesting. I think I'll probably be able to just keep Farina through all these fights. Although, actually, no, I don't want to, because Farina is now level 51, so I think Farina's going to have to take a back seat now. And what we're going to do, listen, well, the only thing we want is the World Lord Ghetsis desires. Yeah, see, that's not the vibe I got from them in the first game, but I don't know. I guess I was incorrect about that in my read on these characters. All right, Johanna's going to go in the front, just because I might swap to nah, we'll just stick with Farina. Or not Farina, Johanna, excuse me. Johanna will be able to do this entire fight on his own. I'm sure of it. Team Plasma Shadow once again. Again, he's going to have two Pawniards, but his signature Pokemon this time is going to be Excelgor, which is an incredibly fast, hard-hitting special attacker, which doesn't really phase Johanna all that much, and basically has no defenses to speak of, so it's going to go down super easily. And he knows this, so he's actually going to send out Excelgor very, very last, which I'm okay with. So let's Heat Wave this thing. There we go. Okay, one more. Yep, there's that Excelgor, which this should push Johanna to level 50, no problem. It's probably going to go first, though, because Excelgor is insane with speed. But Bug Buzz is quad resistant, so I'm not too worried about that. Ooh, it did lower special defense, though, a little bit. Again, not worried, though, because you are going to probably go down to one shot. Hey, that's what I like to see. I do like Excelgor as a Pokemon, though. The ultimate glass cannon. All speed, all special attack, and nothing else. Wants to learn the move Silver Wind. However, Jonah already knows 4 moves. We are going to finally get rid of, as I hiccup for no reason, we're going to finally get rid of Hyper Beam for Silver Wind. So now Johanna finally has a stab bug-type move. Silver Wind, though, is not my favorite move in the world and not the most ideal bug-type move on Johanna. In fact, the move that Excelgor just used, Bug Buzz, that is going to be something that Johanna is going to learn down the line. I don't think until level 70 or 80, though, unfortunately. That is the best move to have on Johanna. But Silver Wind is still pretty decent. Base power is 60. Has a 10% chance of raising all stats when it lands, but it only has 5 power points, which is the biggest negative to it. Anyway. No matter. The only thing you can do is watch Lord Ghetsis use Kyurem to freeze Unova Solid. That's all. I'll return this Pokemon to you. Considering what Lord Ghetsis is about to do, I have no further need of it. Hey, May. If we let Team Plasma do whatever they want, there will be more sad Pokemon like Purloin and Kyurem. Poor thing. All right, let's go. Let's put an end to this whole thing. We got to find Kyurem. We got to find Ghetsis. We got to find whatever is going on with this entire situation, and we got to put a stop to it. But we got to get out of here, so we're going to just follow this path all the way around. Eventually, we're going to be able to get out of the ice here soon, so let's do that. And as we head on over this way, this is probably we're going to need a Max Repel again. I don't know, though. It doesn't seem to require me to step through the grass, so I guess we're fine. Into the cave we go. And as we step inside here, I don't think there are wild Pokemon in this portion. Well, yes, there definitely is. I'm going to use a Max Repel just to be 100% safe. I've got so many to spare at this point that I might as well. Let's just go on through. And yep, there are even dust clouds, which even further confirms that Pokemon can be found in this area. All right, let's see what we can find.
The giant chasm. This is the spot where Kyurem's power resonates. Here, Kyurem can use the full extent of its power and easily cover all of Unova in ice. Kyurem, come! I have a memory that has continued to haunt me. Just one. That unpleasant look in your eyes reminds me of it. That aside, this is my gift to you to show my respect for making it this far. I'll freeze you solid right here so you can watch my glorious ascent. Kyurem, glaciate! So you came, the freak without a human heart, N!
Reshiram told me Kyurem is suffering. I can't allow selfish humans to make Pokemon suffer. And I like Unova. It's the place that taught me how to live as a human. It's the place that made me notice the harmony between Pokemon and humans living together. I will protect the Pokemon and humans who live here.
Excellent. That was a moving expression of your determination. So the education I provided to make you king wasn't a complete waste then. But I still haven't forgotten that even though I was kind enough to find you when you were living in the forest with Pokemon and take you in and care for you, in the end, you were selfish and disrupted my plans. I was supposed to use your abilities to rule Unova. But I'll forgive you for that as well. Reshiram, which you were kind enough to bring with you, can melt ice. Now you've saved me the work of searching for it. Well, actually, I knew you'd appear to when we fired missiles into Opelucid City, and you noticed the change. That's an ugly formula. It won't work. Oh, but it will if I use these, the DNA splicers.
Reshiram!
Kyurem, absorb Reshiram. Use Absofusion.
I never would have believed that Pokemon could fuse together. That there was a formula like this.
You fool. Last time I was going to use you to capture people's hearts and minds to rule them, but this time I'm simply going to use overwhelming power and rule with an iron fist. Do you understand? If you had simply become king, Unova would have remained beautiful. Come now, trainer, this time no one will save you, but to make things interesting, I'll give you a chance. Let's see if you could stop this Kyurem. What's this? Your Pokeballs are trembling. Could your Pokemon be shaking with rage? No, that's not possible. Simple tools don't have emotion or thought. Come, challenge Kyurem. Just so you know, catching it is impossible. My cane emits signals that disrupt the function of all Pokeballs.
Well, he isn't wrong about that. We cannot catch this thing under any circumstances, but we're going to have to find another way around this entire situation. So what I'm going to do, and I don't really have a ton of great options here, but what I am going to do is I am actually going to switch Farina to the front of the party. Just for now. This is probably not going to go super great, but we're going to do the best that we can. Let's battle it. And this is the spliced version, the Reshiram version of Kyurem with a Dragon and Ice typing, actually. You would think it would have adopted the Fire typing, but no, it remains a Dragon and Ice typing just like Kyurem has. But it does have some signature moves that it gets, as well as Reshiram's ability, Turbo Blaze, which basically acts the exact same as Mold Breaker. So it can hit, regardless of anything, it would be able to even hit with ground-type moves. In this circumstance, it now has Reshiram's move, Fusion Flare, which I'm surprised that's what it went with, because that is not the move I am scared of in this fight. The move I am scared of is Ice Burn, which is a very powerful Ice-type move that can cause a burn with a 30% accuracy. But if I can keep hitting these rock slides, maybe I can get it to flinch and we can actually win the day, or we could just crit it twice and Farina could be the hero of Unova all by himself. Wow. Kyurem and Reshiram were separated.
I can't believe it. The white Kyurem I went to all the trouble of preparing. How irritating. Now I have to go recapture Kyurem, don't I? But first, I'll take down this disgusting trainer with my own hand. This time I will succeed, no matter what they try. No one will be able to stop me.
And that's right. We jump right into the fight against Ghetsis. And no stopping. It begins. And Ghetsis, well, he's not much easier than last time. In fact, he still has his signature Pokemon of last time that caused us so much grief. But luckily, this time around, we're actually in pretty good shape to deal with this thing. Now, starting up with Cofagrigus with its ability Mummy, this thing is holding a Leftovers. It has Shadow Ball, Protect, Psychic, and Toxic. I'm going to see how much a Crunch is going to do on this thing, although I'm sure it probably won't be much. It is going to get rid of my Levitate ability and give me Mummy, but that is okay. I am not going to be keeping Farina out for too long during this fight. It's going to immediately lead with a Toxic, which, you know, I'm actually okay with that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crunch this thing 3 times and hopefully knock it out that way as we let the poison slowly accumulate. Also, I love Ghetsis still like shit-talking in the background. Like, I knew you were going to do that. I knew. I was aware that was going to be your next move, was a super effective Dark-type move. I already know what you're doing. Like, it's like, dude, grow up. Seriously. I can also use a full restore when Farina gets really low if need be. I'm trying to lower those defenses, but it's so far not working out super great. It's probably going to use another Protect here as well after this Leftovers, but I don't know. We will see. If I can't knock it out with this Crunch here, I'm probably going to have to do a heal or a swap. Oh, see, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, defense fell. It's going to use Shadow Ball, so Farina is going to go down. I definitely got too greedy there. I shouldn't have gotten so greedy. It's fine. We're all right. I think this is a perfect opportunity to switch on over to Zoroark, so let's do that. And Zoroark can have most of the work in this fight. The reason I didn't want to use Kamina in this fight is because, well, there's not really much for her to do in this fight. Pretty much everything mostly resists or goes up against electric types very well. Pretty much the only thing Kamina would be able to do is to use Shadow Ball on this Cofagrigus, so I'm not too worried about that. So we're just going to take out that Cofagrigus with Zoroark, no problem. Honestly, should have led with him, but it's okay. So I don't really have much of a reason to use Zoroark after this, so I'm actually going to keep Zoroark in, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to heal Farina. So this, because this thing only has damaging moves, it's not going to be boosting itself in any way. I'm actually going to use one of my Max Revives here, because Drapion has the ability Sniper, And it has Night Slash, Earthquake, Poison Fang, and X Scissor. It is obviously a Poison and Dark type. That X Scissor is going to hurt a lot. It also does boost critical hit damage, which is a little bit scary. But we did replace its ability with Mummy, which I will absolutely take. And then I will just use a Shadow Ball to see if I can't lower its special defenses a little bit before we leave. Hey, that's what I like to see. Okay, cool. Now, I'm actually going to probably switch back to Farina for this one, because with that lowered special defense, Earth Power is probably going to be the ideal move to use in this situation. So let's do that. See if I can one-shot this thing now that its defenses are down. Come on, Farina! I believe in you. I don't think anything it has is going to be one-shotting Farina in return anyway. Yes! That is what I like to see. All right, that's 2 Pokemon down, to our 1 down. Next, oh, he's immediately switching on over to the big one, Hydreigon. Okay, so Dark and Dragon-type Pokemon with a Life Orb as well as the ability Levitate. Now, the Life Orb both makes this thing a lot scarier and actually a lot easier to deal with, because a Life Orb is going to drain its health every single time it attacks, but is also going to boost its power in doing so. This is the main reason I wanted to put Ice Beam on Tomoe, and also Tomoe should be able to survive most of what this Hydreigon throws, but it's still going to hurt a lot because of that Life Orb. Hydreigon is no joke. It hurts. It hurts a lot, but like I showed you right there, it loses some of its HP due to the Life Orb there. So I don't know if Tomoe is going to be able to handle this next shot thrown at it. If it uses Dragon Rush again, I could bank on it trying to use Frustration or Rock Slide. I do find it very funny that this Pokemon has the lowest amount of possible happiness stat due to how much it hates Ghetsis, the poor thing. So Frustration actually does the max damage on this Pokemon. Let's see, I was going to... Okay, it did miss! Okay, that's what I was banking on. Perfect, that works out. So let's try and hit it again. It's going to use another Dragon Rush. As long as it doesn't crit, we should be fine. Oh, it did crit. Of course it did. Of course it did. Oh, that sucks. Okay, there's 2 ways I can go about this. I think I'm going to go to Jack. Jack's going to be using Ice Punch here, and I think Hydreigon's health is just a little too high for it to... for him to use a full restore, so we'll just deal with that Dragon Rush. Ice Punch, Rocky Helmet, and lost its HP, but no, it flinched! That sucks. That is not what I wanted. Okay, oh, but he didn't heal! Oh, thank goodness. Okay. I was expecting him to, because I'm pretty sure Ghetsis is packing 2 full restores, but maybe I was incorrect there. All right, on to Seismitoad, the Water and Ground type Pokemon. Can you guess who I'm going to switch to for this one? Now, if Seismitoad hits, it's going to be kind of bad, because obviously Muddy Water is going to do a fair bit of damage to Johanna. Probably won't one-shot him, though. However, I think we'll have the speed advantage here, so I'm going to just use Giga Drain right off the bat. Muddy Water, Earthquake, Drain Punch, and Sludge Wave on this thing. It also has the ability Poison Touch, so don't be using physical attacks on it if you can help it. So if you are a superior user, probably not the best instance to be using that. Then we have Electros with Flamethrower, Acrobatics, Thunderbolt, and Crunch. It also has the ability Levitate, so this thing actually has no weaknesses. I am actually going to just stay on Johanna for this one and hope we can get the attack off first, which we should, because Electros is not super fast. We'll use a Heat Wave here. Maybe I can cause a burn on it, possibly, although that's rare. Yeah, this is going to hurt a lot. Probably going to one-shot Johanna, although I was going to say maybe Stab would save me, but it did not in this instance. That's okay. Electros goes down, and now we're going to switch on over to... Should I go back to Jack for this? No, I need Jack for one more, for the last Pokemon. I'll switch over to Challenger for this one. And yes, I know, it's like, wait, why are you using Challenger when it's weak to Electric? I think we'll be able to knock this thing out with a single Strength. Especially because it's slower and it's burned. So we'll probably be fine. Yep, there we go. Down it goes. Challenger is going to hit level 49 off the back of that, which I will happily take. And then last but certainly not least is Toxicroak, the poison and fighting type Pokemon that has a quad weakness to Psychic, which is why I wanted to use Jack last in this situation. It has Brick Break, Shadow Ball, Sucker Punch, and Poison Jab, and its ability Anticipation is going to activate here because Jack has a move that it is weak to. So here we go. Let's use this thing. Hopefully we are faster, and we are! I believe this is going to one-shot it, no problem. I would be shocked if it doesn't. And there it goes. And that is it for Ghetsis.
Could it be? My plans for complete and total world domination foiled yet again? No, it mustn't be. I couldn't have been defeated by some random trader from who knows where.
I mean, at least I'm from a city. The friggin' Protag in the first game was from a town. Anyway,
How can this be? I'm the creator of Team Plasma. I'm perfect. I'm the absolute ruler who changed the world. And I've lost to some unknown trainer not once but twice? I can't accept this. This isn't impossible. I can't be bested by fools who can't even use Pokemon correctly.
It's hard to call you this, but... Father, please understand. Pokemon are not tools. Pokemon and humans take each other to greater heights. They are wonderful partners. Some humans understand this. Why can't you?
Shut your mouth. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Don't talk like a person, you freak. No real person can talk to Pokemon.
Lord Ghetsis has lost control. We'll take it from here. Okay. Without Father, Team Plasma is... farewell. On behalf of everyone, thank you. Kyurem is fine. Now it has lost its power, but it will come here again. Reshiram says thank you as well. That's right, I can talk with Pokemon. On that day 2 years ago, a certain trainer and Alder taught me something. By accepting different ideas, this world creates a chemical reaction. So I met many different Pokemon and people and heard so much, and that's how my world quietly grew bigger. But by being with Pokemon, humans can continue toward new horizons. By being with humans, Pokemon can exhibit their true power. That's what Reshiram taught me, the truth for Pokemon and me. And someday, both truth and ideals will come together. Then Pokemon and human will be free from the oppression of Pokeballs. You! What are you and your Pokemon striving for? You should head to the Pokemon League and put your truths to the test. Team Plasma's ship flew away. Is it over? Yes, Hugh, I do believe it is. I see. Finally over. More importantly, you rescued Kyurem from Team Plasma, right? You're really something. I'm gonna make sure Purloin gets back to my sister. Still can't take it out of the Pokeball yet, though. What are you gonna do? He said go to the Pokemon League? That's a good idea. I mean, now you're the strongest in Unova, right? Go prove it. Do you remember where we first met up in the Giant Chasm? If you follow the path from there, it goes on out onto Route 23. Victory Road and the Pokemon League are just past there. Well, okay. It's also the cane Ghetsis was holding. Was he controlling Kyurem with it? I wonder if we could do anything with this. Possibly. I don't know. I do think we are about done here, though, unfortunately. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. Thank you all so very much for watching. I know this was a long one, but it was kind of the end of this story. I'm going to go heal everybody up, and then we will continue off from where Hugh said we should go. There are actually some items, though, that we do need to grab here in the Giant Chasm, so I think we'll actually start the episode off by grabbing those first. I actually don't know if that's 100% possible right now, though. We might have to come back here, but let me be 100% sure. No, I think we can grab them immediately if the ice has all gone away. It has. Okay, yeah. So we can definitely explore the rest of this, and we'll do that between episodes. So, sorry, not between episodes, at the start of the next episode. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode very, very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.